Hi there, and if you are a fan of beef jerky, you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
You know, Stevie, beef jerky's been around since the 1500s. First created by a South American native tribe to keep meat from spoiling.
And today, it's America's favorite road trip travel treat. But you can't leave town without first stopping at Lynn's place for her famous Fesperman's beef jerky.
They call me the beef jerky lady, so as long as they call me for supper, I don't care what they call me. The beef jerky was, it goes back ages, but I know in the Old West that the cowboys would do it because they didn't have a way of keeping their meat when they were out on the trails. So they actually would dry the meat, sometimes with salt, sometimes it was just dried meat with no flavoring to it, that they could carry in their saddlebags and have for their protein. About 20 years ago, couldn't find any jerky I liked out in the stores anywhere, so I started playing around with a dehydrator I bought from my step-grandmother and just developed my own recipe. My husband really liked it, and he started taking it, giving it to his buddies at work and friends of his, and before I knew it, they had me in business for myself. They have told me from the time I started that it was the best beef jerky around, so we kind of picked that up. I have a real hard time bragging on my own product, but people tend to really like it because it doesn't have all the preservatives in it that you find in the convenience stores. And the flavor and the consistency of it has stayed pretty well the same the whole time. I have never changed the actual products that I use for my marinade. I stay with the name brands that I've always used and try my best to keep the quality up. We started in '96. The spring of '96 is when I first started making it. By the fall, we were building our building, and in February of '97, we actually opened up for business then for inspection. Well, we get the meat in, and then we'll slice it and put it in the marinade one day, and then we let it marinate for at least 12 hours, and then we'll put it in, load it onto the trays, and dry it in the dehydrator, and that can be anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, depending on the humidity outside. And then once it's dry, we let it cool, and then we'll trim it up and bag it. So it's going to take 3 or 4 days to get through the whole process and get it on the shelf. Well, I started out with my original jerky as the marinade that I made, and I just added to that the different flavors that I do have. Most people are looking for something that's a little bit towards the teriyaki side. Mine's not quite as sweet as a teriyaki. And then the second one that they like is the black pepper. I have the 6 flavors. 5 of them are all based on the original marinade recipe. And then my habanero, when I did develop that one on my own with a totally different recipe. So my husband, most of the flavors, the new flavors that we come up with, he's the one that's done that, that's come up with that. Well, it's a job. It's a lot of work. Of course, when I first started, we weren't making a whole lot. Now we make quite a bit of jerky all year long. And we opened this store up a little over 4 years ago, basically just for the purpose of having an outlet for the people that buy all year long at the fairs. And they wanted to know where they could get it. I do have a website where it can be ordered online, but they wanted to come to a physical place to pick it up. And we decided while we were doing that, we'd just go ahead and carry Made in Oklahoma products also. It's exciting to me, even as long as I've been doing it. I still enjoy the customers coming in and telling me how well they like the jerky. I've watched little kids over the years, you know, they started out as little bitty guys. Now they're grown with kids of their own that are still bringing their kids in to try the jerky too. So it's an accomplishment and I'm proud of it.